From its inception, archaeology has been driven by a fundamental question. When did human civilization begin, and where is the origin of our current way of life? This question is at the core of archaeological research and has fueled countless excavations, studies, and discoveries around the world. The answer to this question is not only a matter of historical curiosity, but also critical for understanding the human journey, how we adapted to diverse environments, and how we ultimately shaped the world. Archaeology's pursuit of this answer continues to unravel the mysteries of our past and shed light on the complex tapestry of human history. The conventional wisdom had long held that the cradles of civilization were found in places like Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, China, Mesoamerica, and Peru, with the belief that the youngest settlements were located in the Americas. However, in 1994, a groundbreaking discovery on the Peruvian coast would forever alter this perspective. Caral-Supe, a remarkable civilization, is now recognized as the oldest civilization in the Americas. Let's journey back nearly 5,000 years to the unassuming Peruvian coast, a forgotten cradle of civilization. The Peruvian coast may seem an unlikely cradle of civilization at first glance. It's a barren desert with scarce rainfall, prone to volcanic activity, earthquakes, and destructive El Niño storms. However, it's the Andes that change the narrative. The Andes, with their towering peaks, are the sources of several rivers that cut through the desert to reach the Pacific coast. These rivers provided essential water sources for irrigation and agriculture. The waters off the Peruvian coast, among the world's richest, teemed with fish and aquatic life. This unique geography, combining desert and bountiful coastal waters, set the stage for the birth of the first American civilizations. The early inhabitants of the Andes were semi-nomadic hunter-gatherers who adapted to this diverse environment. They followed the game they hunted into the highlands during summer and retreated to the lowlands when winter arrived. The ancient Andean peoples were resourceful hunter-gatherers who thrived by fishing and foraging in the mangrove swamps at the river mouths. But around 6000 BCE, their way of life began to change as the highland Andean communities began to domesticate and raise camelids, providing a stable source of meat and wool. 2 millennia later, in the valleys, people started to cultivate peppers, lucuma, and gourds. These agricultural practices gradually expanded to include crops like squash, avocados, peanuts, cotton, and corn, creating a diverse economy. Different regions traded their produce, marine products, and camelids as needed. Small communities like the one at Huacha Prieta began constructing the first ceremonial mounds. By about 3000 BCE, the coastal valleys were adorned with small farming communities and fishing villages along their northern and southern shores. In the highlands, sites like La Galgada and Cotoche made their initial appearances. Cotoche, in particular, boasts some of the earliest religious iconography in the Americas, making it a noteworthy site. But something remarkable unfolded around 3000 BC, propelling these valleys into full-blown civilizations with monumental architecture, organized religion, agriculture, and complex social hierarchies. The focus of our journey is the Norte Chico civilization. It's essential to note that while the Norte Chico is a significant pre-ceramic civilization in Peru, it's not the only one. However, it is the most extensively researched, making it an ideal subject for us to explore in detail. It's also important to recognize that Norte Chico is not the name these ancient people would have used for themselves or their civilization. Since there are no written or oral records from that time, we've had to invent a name for them. The term Norte Chico is also not universally accepted. English literature often refers to it as Norte Chico, but in Spanish literature and at the actual sites in Peru, it's commonly known as Caral or Caral-Supe. These resilient people in the Caral-Supe Valley defied the harsh conditions of the Pacific coast from roughly 3000 to 1800 BCE. The Norte Chico civilization is a fascinating enigma in the world of ancient civilizations. What sets them apart from the rest is their almost complete absence of artistic expression, which is quite unusual in the realm of ancient history. Many ancient cultures left behind an array of artistic masterpieces: pottery, paintings, sculptures. These artifacts allow us to glimpse into their creativity and cultural expression. But not the Norte Chico. They never developed ceramic technology, one of the most common mediums used by ancient societies to convey their creativity. This is where it gets truly intriguing. This culture, despite having no art, no written language, and no military campaigns to speak of, did something incredible. They constructed some of the oldest pyramids in the world. The Norte Chico people may not have expressed themselves through visual art, but they channeled their creative energy into architecture and landscaping. The legacy of this remarkable civilization is evident in over 30 archaeological sites, each adorned with monumental architecture and expansive open plazas. These ceremonial centers are spread across a mere 1,800 square kilometers. These massive stone structures, standing as testaments to their ingenuity, serve as a window into their sophisticated society. The 1990s marked the beginning of intensive investigations into the Norte Chico civilization. During this time, the very foundation of their subsistence became a topic of debate among scholars. Initially, it was believed that this ancient society was primarily built by hunter-gatherer fishers who supplemented their livelihood by tending orchards. Their main reliance seemed to be on maritime resources such as fishing. But why fishing? And why there? And why then? There were many populated valleys along the coast, so why did cultural and social complexity explode in this tiny area and nowhere else for centuries? The answer, which might come as a surprise, is cotton. Cotton is often associated with clothing, and while it was indeed used for clothing, it had another vital role in coastal life. The fishing nets. The intricate relationship between cotton and fishing played a pivotal role in the rise of the Norte Chico civilization. Until the advent of cotton, fishing nets were primarily made from plant-based fibers, which were effective but labor-intensive to produce and maintain. Cotton, on the other hand, was easier to work with, allowing for larger and faster net production. Areas that could cultivate cotton could intensify their exploitation of maritime resources. Inland at Caral, cotton was cultivated in abundance, creating a prosperous trade relationship with Aspero, exchanging cotton for maritime goods. As the research deepened and further evidence emerged, our understanding began to shift. The clues came in the form of phytoliths, pollen, starch grains found on stone tools, and in coprolites, or fossilized excrement, both from dogs and humans. These findings painted a different picture, revealing that the residents of Norte Chico were not solely dependent on foraging and fishing. They had mastered the art of agriculture, cultivating a wide variety of crops, including maize. While some coastal residents indeed relied on fishing, those living in the interior communities, away from the coast, focused their efforts on growing crops. This shift in perspective showed the sophistication and diversity of their subsistence strategies. The journey of Norte Chico commenced around 3000 BCE, when both coastal and inland sites began to flourish in unison. This synchrony marked a pivotal era, culminating in the ascent of the region's largest site, Caral, around 2500 to 2000 BCE. Situated in the Supe River Valley, nestled between the northern and central Andes and the vast Pacific Ocean, this ancient city lies just 182 kilometers from the bustling modern city of Lima. For centuries, coastal Peru has been revered as one of the 6 recognized cradles of world civilization. The region has been a treasure trove of archaeological wonders, continually pushing back the timeline of when the mother culture of this area was established. Caral stands as a beacon of antiquity. It was the very first extensively excavated site among approximately 24 in an area along Peru's central coast, known as the Norte Chico region. The presence of enormous storage warehouses for cotton and communal feasting areas reveals a strong, centralized government. It suggests a culture that worked together harmoniously, even without the benefit of written records. As we explore their densely populated and intricately designed settlements, we catch a glimpse of their collaborative spirit and incredible motivation. Excavations at the Caral site have provided invaluable insights into the Norte Chico civilization. Archaeologists believe that these sites collectively represent the oldest center of civilization in the Americas. Caral's immense size and complexity once led many to believe that its structures were more recent, relegating it to relative obscurity. However, in 1994, a turning point in the site's history unfolded when Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady of the National University of San Marcos embarked on a study of the enigmatic Caral. Ruth Shady faced an intriguing challenge. Despite extensive excavations, no ceramics were unearthed at Caral. This was a significant clue, hinting that Caral might predate the technology of pottery making. To substantiate her bold claims, Shady and her team delved deeper into Caral's secrets. As they excavated the largest pyramid, they stumbled upon a revelation. Within the pyramid's retaining walls, they uncovered reed-woven bags, known as shikras, filled with large stones. In 1999, Ruth Shady took the next crucial step. She sent samples of these reeds for radiocarbon dating to seasoned archaeologist Jonathan Haas at Chicago's Field Museum and Winifred Creamer at Northern Illinois University. The results, published in the journal Science in April 2001, were nothing short of monumental. Caral, together with other ancient Norte Chico sites in the Supe Valley, emerged as the locus of some of the earliest population concentrations and corporate architecture in South America. At that moment, Caral was celebrated as the oldest known city in the Western Hemisphere, marking a pivotal milestone in our understanding of human history. Subsequent discoveries in the Norte Chico region have only deepened our appreciation of this ancient cradle of civilization. Dr. Shady's unwavering determination has revealed an ancient city of epic proportions. It's not just about the massive pyramids that dominate the skyline, but also the intricate architectural elements that make Caral a marvel. This includes extensive residential units, multiple plazas, and an astonishing sunken circular amphitheater, large enough to accommodate hundreds of people. These sunken plazas served as communal spaces for hundreds of people to partake in communal and religious ceremonies, much like an amphitheater. The architecture features raised platforms crowned with temples and houses, as well as sunken courts. This architectural style would become a hallmark of Andean architecture, with its earliest instances found in the Norte Chico, not limited to Caral, but also present at sites like El Paraíso and La Galgada. The mounds and pyramids at Caral are colossal constructions. The largest pyramid, the Pyramid Mayor, covers an area equivalent to 4 football fields and rises more than 4 stories tall. These pyramids, though not as massive as those in Egypt, are equally impressive. The construction of these pyramids was a well-documented process. Workers collected rocks and stones, transported them in reed bags, known as shikras, and then meticulously assembled them to create walls. Once built, the pyramids were coated with mortar and plaster. The use of shikra bags has allowed for precise carbon dating of these structures. Such large-scale construction required careful planning, authority, and oversight over an extended period. A leader or governing body had to organize and supervise a vast workforce, whether through force, persuasion, or emoluments. Consequently, the presence of a complex society with a hierarchical structure is evident. although no single political entity seemed to dominate the entire Norte Chico area. While it's possible that the elite ruled through force, there are still many aspects of this ancient civilization that remain to be explored. A significant discovery was made at the Gallery Pyramid, standing tall at 60 feet. On the 12th step of its central stairway, archaeologists found a quipu, an ancient method of recording information that endured through Incan times. The quipu is a system of knotted cords used by the ancient societies in the Andean region to store massive amounts of information important to their culture and civilization. The colors of the cords, the way the cords are connected together, the relative placement of the cords, the spaces between the cords, the types of knots on the individual cords, and the relative placement of the knots are all part of the logical numerical recording. This quipu is believed to be among the oldest ever discovered in the Americas. The existence of such a highly structured society hints at the presence of strong leadership and the collaboration of thousands of manual laborers. Beyond these major centers, smaller sites dot the landscape, each offering a glimpse into the intricacies of this culture. These sites feature smaller-scale ritual features, thought to be places where elite leaders or kin groups could meet in private, adding depth to our understanding of their social structure. The Norte Chico civilization is a captivating enigma in the world of ancient societies. While there's evidence of monumental construction, the factors that typically define a civilization are somewhat elusive, prompting a closer examination. For instance, a key criterion for civilization is artistic expression. And here, the Norte Chico presents an intriguing mystery. While there is limited evidence of artistic artifacts, it's possible that the art created in this society was perishable and didn't survive through the ages. Urbanization is another hallmark of a civilization, and the Norte Chico sites, though substantial, raise questions about whether they qualify as truly urban. Then, there's the absence of pottery technology, which is unusual given that societies typically acquire ceramic-making skills before undertaking monumental construction. Instead, gourds appear to have served as vessels for storage. Some of these gourds feature figures that may represent deities, hinting at a potential religious belief system within the civilization. However, these artifacts are among the few known examples of Norte Chico art. The Norte Chico civilization was a testament to a society driven by the well-being and spirituality of its people. Beyond the absence of a written language, this civilization stands out in history for its remarkable lack of physical signs of power and violence. Curiously, archaeologists found no defensive structures, weapons, burned buildings, or bodies. This is striking because most early civilizations often emerged out of the necessity for mutual defense and survival. What did they find instead? Musical instruments, specifically flutes crafted from pelican bones. These instruments were discovered at various sites, often near large structures, indicating that the people of Norte Chico gathered for festivities. This civilization, with its remarkable achievements, tells a unique story. It's a story of a society that appears to have thrived without resorting to violence. In a world where larger social units emerged for mutual defense, the Norte Chico people seem to have taken a different path. The move towards greater complexity in their society doesn't seem to have been driven by a desperate need for defense or warfare. Instead, it raises intriguing questions about their motivations. Did they have enough resources to live contentedly, reducing the need for aggression and conflict? Or did they consider taking from others as morally unacceptable? The glimpse of this ancient way of life, offered by the archaeological record, encourages us to ponder the trajectory of humanity. In a world where technology has made significant strides, one cannot help but notice that instead of channeling efforts towards improving food production and sustainable environmental practices, too often our collective intellect is invested in developing weapons and concentrating wealth. The Norte Chico civilization reveals that the basis of power in their society lay in promoting the common good, sparking a reflection on whether our contemporary world has indeed matured. The Norte Chico civilization offers a profound lesson in building a peaceful society. It's remarkable that their values have resonated through the ages and continue to influence Andean civilizations like the Incas. Their legacy endures even today in South American culture, where a deep reverence for collective peace, festivities, music, and civic projects is unmistakably evident. As the millennia passed, the Norte Chico civilization eventually declined around 1800 BC, leaving behind a fascinating legacy that still captures our imagination today. While the exact reasons for this exodus remain unclear, speculation suggests that the people may have migrated to other parts of Peru, taking their skills with them. One possible explanation comes from the site known as Vichama. The walls of Vichama hold a poignant story. Shortly before their departure, the people etched intricate carvings into the walls: snakes, human heads, and emaciated figures. It's as though they were pleading for the mercy of a water deity, desperate for rain that could save their friends, families, and neighbors from starvation and death. These wall carvings are not just an act of despair, they are a silent testimony. Archaeologists believe that the inhabitants of Vichama wanted to convey the hardships they endured during times of scarce rainfall. But what makes this discovery even more intriguing is that the people of Vichama seemingly survived the challenges posed by climate change, in stark contrast to their counterparts in the Norte Chico hub, Caral. The story of Vichama is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. It serves as a poignant reminder of the challenges faced by ancient civilizations and the tenacity they demonstrated in the face of adversity. Dr. Thomas Pozorski suggests that it's unlikely a single catastrophic event, like an earthquake or flood, led to Caral's decline. Instead, it's more probable that a multitude of factors played their part in the state's decline, including internal conflicts and discord. However, such internal strife is notoriously challenging to substantiate through archaeological evidence. What makes ancient Peru all the more impressive is its complete isolation from any other cradle of civilization. Many of these cradles of civilization have some degree of contact with each other. For instance, ancient Egypt and ancient Mesopotamia were nearby and had contact, allowing them to exchange goods, ideas, and technologies. However, this wasn't the case in Peru. For this reason, pre-ceramic civilizations in Peru, like the Norte Chico, are often referred to as pristine civilizations. All their advancements, as far as we can tell, were entirely original. Modern archaeologists are piecing together this ancient puzzle, but many questions remain. The Norte Chico civilization reminds us that the past holds countless stories waiting to be uncovered. As we explore their ruins and artifacts, we inch closer to understanding the world's oldest civilization in the Americas. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time, as we ventured into the mysteries of the Norte Chico civilization. If you found this fascinating, be sure to like and subscribe for more captivating explorations into the depths of history. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep wondering about the wonders of our world.